Flocking is defined as the white stuff on Christmas decor that looks pretty and leaves a mess all over your home. The internet assures me that the best DIY product for flocking is SnoFlock. Awesome! End of video. Bye! I'll see you soon with another project. If it was only that easy. It seems that the manufacturer or suppliers of SnoFlock think that us in Canada get enough of the real snow that we don't need any of the fake stuff. Honestly, I have been looking for months and I have not been able to get my hands on it. So I went on the hunt. I looked online and in store for different products to try. I have several of these swags, and each one I'm going to flock with a different method. To start, I have 3 different products. I have Snow-Tex, Santa Snow, and Homex Wall Texture. Yes, popcorn ceiling. Since I couldn't get my hands on SnoFlock, I have been mulling this over, and I came up with an idea in my head. It's like a mashup of all the different flocking methods. And when all the swags are all done, I'm going to compare them to see which one looks the best, which one was the easiest, the hardest, which one leaves the biggest mess, all of that really important scientific data. I'm Anna, and it's time to flock. First up, Snow-Tex. I picked this up at Michael's, and the directions are apply with a dabbing motion using a sponge, a brush, or a palette knife. And I have a sponge and a palette knife. So now I just have to dab. Oh, one more thing. There's like red berries and apples on this, which I don't really love, but I'm going to leave them on to see how they react to the different flocking methods. And that's because red loves to bleed through, so let's see how that works. Oh, it's like moussey, like fluffy, it's soft. Not what I expected. So far, I have to say this is really easy. I just think it might take a really, really long time, but it's really easy. You just kind of just keep dabbing it on, and it works fantastic on the pine cones. Like, that's really where this product I think is awesome. This is after 1 coat. It says to let it dry between coats. I think I like it. It does look a little one-dimensional, sort of like I just painted it with white paint. So I'm going to let it dry and add another coat. This is after 2 coats, and I do have to say it's the layering that really makes this product. The first coat, it just really looked like white paint on Greenery, but when I started adding that second layer, that foamy, moussey texture really came to life. I think this could use a 3rd coat maybe. I would say the Snow-Tex is great for flat surfaces and even the pine cones. I also think it'd be really good for flocking these wire brush trees. It washes up with soap and water and isn't really messy, so it's a really good product to use indoors. I don't know if the same can be said for Santa Snow. I know it's used to spray like snowflakes on windows indoors, but I have a feeling if I tried spraying one of these swags, I would get it everywhere. So instead, out into the cold, the garage. So, funny thing, I was coming down here to, go outside to the garage, and I decided I should read the can, and this is what it really says. Note, this is not a flocking spray. Do not use to fully flock trees or wreaths. An extremely heavy coat will not dry properly. Okay, cool. I just won't do an extremely heavy coat. I'm still totally gonna do it. They could have actually wrote, Anna, do not use to flock, and I would still do it. I mean, that's the whole point of DIY, right? And it's not my fault SnoFlock won't give me SnoFlock. I'm gonna fake flock. So I'm gonna go get my coat on. Spray tent is up. I have fluffed the swag so I can see more of the greenery. I have my project coat on, and I'm ready to flock with my not for flocking spray. Now, SnoFlock, the stuff I can't get my hands on, has like an adhesion built into it. It's like a self-adhesive kind of spray, which this doesn't have. So I am going to first spray with Super 77. It's just a really sticky glue. I'm going to spray it on, and then I'm going to spray on the Santa Snow. Now, I know the can's already warned me I have to let it dry in between. So there's just going to be a lot of spraying and drying, and hopefully it turns out all right. And now we flock, even though we were told not to. I'm going to spray really selectively. I'm not going to spray all over like I did with the glue. I'm just going to kind of spray just where I want it. This is coat 1, and it looks more flocky than the Snow-Tex. I'm now gonna just let it dry for a while, and then I'm gonna come back and do another coat. Well, this is after 3 coats of Santa Snow, and it's so pretty. It coats the little pine needles so nicely. It's still a little bit wet, so I'm going to let it dry, and then I just need to see if it actually stays on and sticks, because this is definitely a removable product, something you can put on your windows and wash off. So I'm hoping that my Super 77 does its job and this sticks, because it is really, really pretty. Super easy to use. It does, sometimes I would be trying to spray directly in one spot and it would kind of veer off. It can come out pretty forceful, but easy and pretty. Since I'm already in the garage, why not start on the next swag? And this is the one where I use the Homex Wall Texture. This is either going to be a lot of fun or a total disaster. But before any of that, I just need to give the Greenery a spray, just like a coating of some white spray paint. It doesn't look too bad just like this. So if you wanted like a really, really fast, you can definitely spray paint. It doesn't look flock, it just looks more white, but it like more dimension. So I guess you can spray paint if you want. I have never used this product. It does say break off this tab. That was easy. Hopefully the rest is this easy. And then there's like a nozzle here, and if you put it straight up, that's normal, like normal flow. And this is light, clockwise, and counterclockwise is heavy. And since I've never used this, maybe I should try it out. I have just like a really beat up piece of cardboard here that I'm gonna spray on. First, I'm doing fine. The nozzle is turned clockwise, so this is fine. So let's see what it looks like. Let's try regular. I'm now turning the nozzle straight up. And now let's try the last one. This is supposed to be heavy. Oh yeah, it comes out really gloopy. I think I like regular the best. It's a little cold here in the garage, like my fingertips are starting to get cold, and the Homex spray doesn't plume up. It's messy, but it's not like it's going to like cause like plumes into the air. So I'm going to do this in the basement and be warmer. I'm in the basement and my popcorn ceiling training is done. I've passed. So now I get to flock my swag. Let's see how this goes. I don't know, it's gonna be interesting. Before I spray this, I just wanna show you how nice just white spray paint looks. It kind of gives it that blue spruce look, like there's just like an undertone of blue. So just spraying with white actually makes it really pretty. That was fun and messy. Like it does spray, like even the poor can is all kind of gunked up, but the mess is only contained right here, just right around the swag. So if you have space, you can do this indoors. I mean, I wouldn't do it in your kitchen or anything, but you know, it's not as messy as I thought. It does give an interesting look. It's still wet right now, so I am going to let it dry and then I'll decide whether I think it needs a second coat. But this was easier than I thought. I've left the popcorn ceiling to dry completely and it looks really good. The Homex spray sticks on really, really well. Like it doesn't flake off or it's just stuck right on there. It could be because I painted first, I don't know, but I'm liking how it's looking. I just think it needs one more coat. In the beginning of the video, remember how I said I've been thinking, like trying to come up with a way of flocking myself, like just in my mind coming up with something? Well, during this experiment, I've been tweaking that idea. And what I've learned so far is that Snow-Tex looks great on pine cones. I really like the color of the Greenery when you spray paint it white, and that Santa Snow has a really nice texture, and that the popcorn ceiling sticks great and adds dimension. So for my last swag, I'm gonna do it all. But I want that fluffy kind of flocking look, so I'm adding buffalo snow flurries. My original plan was to do the snow flurries along with the Santa spray, but now I want it super flocked. I've removed all the offending apples and berries, and now I just need to wrap up my pine cones because once this is all done, I'm just gonna touch them up with some of the Snow-Tex, and I don't want them to be all white, I just want just that little hint of the Snow-Tex. And I'm going to be wrapping them up using these like air pockets. These little, like, you know, the things you get in your Amazon orders. I'm just gonna cut them and wrap them in that. Now I'm going to give it a dusting with the white paint. And now for a layer of popcorn ceiling. The popcorn ceiling has dried, so I'm ready for my next step, which is going to be glue, followed by some Santa snow, and then followed by snow flurries. And then I think I'm just gonna kind of keep adding these until I get like a, what I think looks like a nice fluffy flocked swag. So first, glue. And Santa snow. A little more glue. And now flurries. I'm leaving this coat now to dry for a little bit, and then I'm gonna apply one more coat, and I think that'll be the end of it. This has had time to dry, so now I'm going to shake it to see if any of my snow flurries or any of this has stayed on. Well, there's some falling off. Okay, more than some. A good amount's falling off. It's like snowing in here. But is any stuck? Oh, some have stayed on. I'm gonna unwrap the pine cones, and then I'm going to also do the Snow-Tex on them. Here they are lined up side by side. Starting on the left is first Snow-Tex, then Santa Snow, followed by Homex popcorn ceiling, and finally everything including the kitchen sink and buffalo snow flurries. What did I learn? My top tip, popcorn ceiling spray looks better on Christmas decor than on ceilings. And also, don't bother with the snow flurries unless you're ready to deal with the mess of them snowing all over your house. The Santa snow does fall off a little, but I think if you give it a good shake before you hang it, you'll do fine. So what do I recommend? Okay, if you just want to add a little bit of white, maybe some interest, just grab a can of white spray paint, one light coat, and it looks amazing. For a more flocked look, I would still recommend starting with the white spray paint, followed by one coat of the popcorn ceiling spray, and then 2 rounds of the glue and the Santa snow. I just like the texture of the Santa snow. And the glue, you gotta use it or else it won't stay on. From this experiment, that's my recommended recipe. And I wanted to show you what it would look like on a tree. So I went and picked up a Dollarama mini tree. And I did 1 coat of spray paint, 1 coat of popcorn ceiling spray, and 2 coats Santa snow. It makes this dollar store tree a bit more posh, eh? One more thing, covering up the pine cones before spraying is a must. It just turns out so much better. If any of you have used SnoFlock, can you leave me a comment and let me know how SnoFlock compares to any of these products? Much appreciated. And SnoFlock, please don't forget about us in Canada. That's it for my flocking adventure. All I need to do is add some ornaments and a ribbon to these swags. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you soon with another project. Now, SnoFlock is self-adhesive. Self-adhesive? Self-adhesing. First, glue. Oh, I flung it across the room. Oh. Okay, no. Okay. Change scene.